What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sapph here, back with another video. I thought this week we could have a nice quick little chat about all the things they do not tell us about our 20s. I had to pause for a minute because I was like, that sentence doesn't seem like it makes any sense, but it definitely does. But anyways, growing up, I always thought that by the time I was 25, I was gonna have my dream job, my dream house, my dream everything, and my whole life was gonna be put together and it was gonna be amazing. And I'm 28. Yeah, I'm 28. That's all I'm gonna say. But I just thought I would share a few things that I have learned and that could possibly just help someone else out there. So let's get into the video. First things first is that your friendships change more than you can ever expect. Again, growing up, you watch TV shows like Friends and Girlfriends, and you think that the friends that you make when you go to uni and the friends that you make as a young adult are the friends that you will keep for the rest of your life, and that's not necessarily the case. You will go through some friendship breakups and they will hurt and they will suck, but just as you go through friendship breakups, you will also make new friends. And I will say that the idea of quality over quantity definitely applies when it comes to friends. And on that note, when it comes to friendships, I will also say that making friends as an adult is definitely much more difficult than when you're in school, because you're just not in situations where you get to meet people. But we are in the digital age and social media has been very helpful when it comes to making friends. So the next thing is that you don't have to have it all figured out. And I have grown up thinking that by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna have my dream house, my dream job, my dream car, my dream this, my dream that, and that is actually not the case. A lot of people are faking it until they make it, and that is something that our generation has become so good at. When you go on social media, you literally think that everyone has everything figured out, and that can sometimes make you feel like your situation and your circumstance, you're not in the right place at the right time and you're falling behind, and that's just not true. Look at your own timeline, look at your own path, and I've said this before, but do not compare your story and your journey to someone else's, because that is how you drive yourself insane. Literally, you will see someone's life online and they are showing you their highlight reel, and that is good for them. But just know that it may not be what it seems. That person that may have their dream job on paper in real life may hate their job and realize that this isn't even what they want to do. And that is why I will say focus on your path and your dreams and your goals, and you will get there when you get there. Your 20s is literally about figuring it out, and I say that as the queen of pivoting. When it comes to not having a concrete plan, that is I. In my 20s, I have lived in Dubai. I have done a law degree, I have done a teaching qualification, I have been a teacher, I have worked in housing, I have worked for university, I've qualified in lashes, I've qualified in nails, I've done makeup courses, I've started a YouTube channel. Like, all of these things that I've done in my 20s, because I have the freedom and I have the capacity to do that. And that is literally what life is about. It is about experimenting, it's about trying, because we are not supposed to have everything sorted by the time we're 23 and a half or 25. I am 28 and I'm still deciding what it is that I want to do. But that is the joy and the freedom of being in your 20s, is that you have the option to do these things because you don't have concrete commitments, and you don't have to have a set plan on where your life is supposed to be by the time you're 25. You can change, you can pivot, you can find a new dream and a new goal, and everything will be okay. I'm sorry if the angle or the zooming has changed. My camera died. It died. I've been trying to film this video, guys, and since we're taking a little intermittent break, I will say, if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, definitely hit that button down below. Thank you. Oh, the next thing that I have learned, or well, yeah, the next thing people don't tell you about your 20s is that money is the most confusing thing ever. There is so many aspects of money that we do not learn growing up, that when we are suddenly blessed with a salary that is beyond anything we could have imagined, we just don't know what to do with it. We have to think about our pensions, you have to think about tax, you have to think about savings and ISAs and investing and stocks and credit cards and credit scores. There's just so many things that we have to think about that people just don't talk about. And there are some really good YouTube channels and some really good Instagrams, like Finance Matters on Instagram, very good page, where she talks about money and savings and the best things to do, and she talks about how you could split your salary so that you're able to save and still enjoy life. But there is literally so much that we have to learn, and we have to go out and learn these things on our own or through trial and error. The next thing that I have learned that I feel like no one has taught us is that self-care is more than just spa days. When we look out online and we see people doing their self-care vlogs and their self-care TikToks, it's always them washing their hair and putting face masks on and doing all of these things. Self-care is beyond that. It's beyond doing your nails and your hair. It is thinking about your mental health and taking that serious, and going to speak to a therapist or a professional when you are having issues, but also before you get to the point that you are having those issues. Just taking care of your mental health and doing the things that put you in a position where you are continuously healthy and happy and you are not struggling. This is self-care. It is more, I guess, for me personally, self-care is more inwards. It's more about what you're eating, what you're consuming, what you're doing, being active. It's about your mental health and, you know, knowing when to take a break, knowing when to say no, knowing when to remove yourself from situations. These are all things that benefit your self-care and put you in the right state of mind, because life is hard. Lives. And if you only think about going to the spa every time you have a problem and you don't actually get to the root of those problems, you will end up in very, very challenging situations. And that's something that I've learned. It is more than just a spa day. The next thing, and I think is the most interesting thing, is confidence doesn't come automatically. You don't wake up one day and you're 25 and think, oh, I'm amazing, I'm completely confident with myself. That is not realistic. It's not how it works. You will have imposter syndrome even when you're successful, even when you have everything that you never thought you would have. There are times where you will feel like an imposter. There is times where you may lack confidence, where you are going into a new career or a new area or trying a new hobby and you are going to lack that confidence. Or when you see someone else doing something that you want to do and you don't know how to get there, you don't know what steps to take, you may lack confidence. It's not something that comes automatically. You have to be comfortable with being a work in progress. You have to be comfortable with not being perfect, because when you've reached that stage where you know that you are not 100%, that is when you start to enjoy life. When you know that you are going to be doing things for the first time and you are going to do them wrong and you are going to not be amazing at them, and you are comfortable with being that way, that is when you start to prosper in life. When you just don't care about being the best at everything and you care more about the experience, you care more about having fun, you care more about the growth and the journey, that is when you start to prosper. So confidence isn't something that just comes to you. It isn't something that you wake up and you have. It's not something that you can read a book and learn or watch a video and learn. It is a state of mind. It's about taking those steps to get to that state, and it's about accepting the fact that you're not going to be perfect. We're not perfect, and being okay with that. So that brings us to the end of this video. And I just want to say, to round up everything that I have said altogether, is your 20s is about learning, it's about failing, it's about growing. You do not have to have everything together. It is about experiences. It's about just living life to the fullest and just propelling yourself and putting yourself in a situation that when you're in your 30s, you can have more concrete, more foundation, more adulting. And the last 3 things I want to say is be kind to yourself always. Take risks, but be smart about them. And the last thing is invest in yourself, whether that is your skills, whether that is the way you look, whether that is in your mental health. Invest in yourself first and you will realize how far you can go. So that brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.